Hey, what's going on YouTube? I'm back with another video. I'm doing a little commentary. We got Madden 26 coming up in less than 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks, Madden 26 coming up. And I think I'm gonna do like 5 of these videos where I'm gonna be discussing like some key apparent improvements that EA is supposed to have made to the game. And we know we gotta take that with a grain of salt because EA, a lot of times they use these things as like marketing tools to like sell the game, and then sometimes it actually does improve the game. Now some of these are crossovers from college football 26, and I've been playing college football 26 since it came out, so a lot of these things I know are improving. A lot of things I know need work, and some things is unique to Madden 26. So in this video I'm gonna be first of all, like, hit that like button for me, man. Hit that like button, sub to the channel if you new. Madden 26 in less than 2 weeks. But in this video I'm gonna be discussing man coverage. Man coverage, I think mainly in the res community, is a big topic of discussion because I don't know. You know what? Like, a lot of the receivers in MUT, they got like route technician and mid out, mid zone, mid out, deep out, or whatever it's called. You know what I mean? Deep out, deep in, mid in. Elite and all that type of stuff that help them break man coverage. You know what I mean? And man, we really don't have that. So what people tend to do is they tend to go man coverage across the board, whether it's cover 2 or whether it's mid blitz, which is popular for the past 2 years. They press and they shade inside, and for some reason the press animation is so strong that you can't get off the press, or even though they are shaded inside, you hit them with a zig route or a speed out or outbreaking route, and they bagging that too. So like, in the res community, if you go up against man coverage, maybe in the MUT community as well, you know how frustrating that can be, man. One thing that'll help us out this year is we have access to every route in the game. So whether it's a zig route, whether it's a speed out, whether it's the Texas route out the backfield to the running back, we'll have a lot of things to combat like man coverage. But let's get into man coverage and what's unique to man coverage and what's new to man coverage this year. And I'm gonna put I'm reading a few paragraphs for people that didn't read the blog, and I'm gonna post it on the screen so you'll see it pop up on the screen. So it says the first improvement to man coverage is a new defender cut reaction system. Based on the ratings matchup of the players and leverage, this system will allow receivers to create separation more authentically and have a better variety in the amount of separation. When a receiver wins on their cut, the defender can lose balance, allowing for a window to make a big play. Lockdown man corners, though, won't be so charitable in the space they allow. Now, this sounds good, and I think in college football they said the same thing. So I've been playing college football since it came out, and I can verify. Now, college football is kind of different because you run with LSU with the speed advantage and and they got abilities across the board. Rags and Madden, it's not going to be so forgiving. You know what I mean? So this new cut system, meaning you got shade inside and shade outside. When you shade inside, if I hit you with a zig route, your defender can actually get beat by 2 to 3 steps and actually stumble. Like, and that's big, especially if you got somebody that's got some speed to them, and your defender stumble, and in the mid blitz meta with no safety help, that can go to the house. And I can verify that in college football, I've seen it happen. Like, but the problem with college football is you're not able to take advantage of it because of the stadium post. Half your games you can't, take advantage of it, and also majority of the games you're going up against LSU. And in some games you going up against LSU with stadium folks. So that stumble factor and the uniqueness in that and the detailing in that, where if you shade outside, you might get beat with a slant, or if you shade inside. So people got to be very particular with how they shade, and also the route commit, which I'm gonna get to in this video as well. So in this second paragraph, it says leverage matters more. The leverage of the defender is going to play a much more significant role in receiver openness than in the past. Now listen to this part. The base win chance formula is still the man coverage rating versus route running, short route running, mid route running, and deep route running rating. So in particular, when you're in base, meaning you're not shading at all, it's the man coverage rating versus the route being ran. So the rating of the route being ran. So if I run a zig route, that's a short route. So you got to look at your receiver's short route running rating, and if it's better than that man coverage rating, he'll win a lot of times. And that's something that you won't want to do unless you correct with route committing or shading. You'll get better coverage. So like if I run a mid route, you know what I mean? If I run a mid route and the man coverage is not so great, and I run a mid route speed out, and he shaded to the inside, he's gonna get cooked to the outside, and he might fall and stumble and give up some big yards. So that's something that's kind of new to Madden, with that much detail, where you can look at your matchups and you got to know your receivers actually route running at different parts of the field, whether it's short, medium, or deep. You know what I mean? So like playing man coverage across the board, shading in, you're gonna get cooked. Like I did it to people in college football 26 where their player actually stumbled. You know what I mean? Now a lot of these players got great speed, so when they stumble, I get up out of there and I might get 10 yards because they catch up with me because of the speed difference. But let's finish this paragraph. The leverage side of the defender, however, will have a significant impact on the outcome at the cut, as well as the amount of separation the receiver can gain. If the defender is aligned with outside leverage at the snap, the receiver will have a much lower chance to win on a cut to the outside. I'm gonna read that again. If the defender is aligned with outside leverage at the snap, the receiver will have a much lower chance to win on a cut to the outside, and even when he does, the amount of separation gained will be far less than if he cut to the inside. So that's key. That's very detailed and key. You can see when the receivers, so pay attention at the snap. You can see if your receivers have inside shade or outside shade. You can actually see them with the leverage. So if you see the DB leaning a little bit more towards the inside, then you know, okay, he might be in man coverage, and let me throw this corner route, or let me hit him with a zig route, or let me hit him with a speed out, or something like that. You know what I mean? Or even a comeback route. You know, you got to be mindful of that. And then, like I said, in college football 26, the play clock is so fast, you can't really take advantage of like the thing, because as soon as you get to the line, it's 12 seconds left, and then you can't make no adjustments below 5 seconds or 7 seconds. So you really don't got much time to do anything or take advantage of it. But in Madden, it's a whole different story. You get 40 seconds on the play clock, so you'll be able to take advantage of that at the line of scrimmage. So again, like if he shaded to the outside, hit him with a post route or a slant or an in route or a drag route, and he'll get cooked. So man coverage is, these guys is going to have some trouble that's trying to run man coverage across the board. And I had a lot of success against mid blitz because I know how to block it. But like I said, in Madden, it'll be a little bit better, more balanced, because you don't have quick jumps out there rushing the passer, and you don't have like players with all these abilities across the board with speed, great speed. You know what I mean? Like LSU, like a Georgia. You know what I mean? Those teams, Alabama, teams like that. Let's finish this one. This can mean just a step of separation when winning, versus outside leverage versus 2 to 3 steps of separation when making a cut in the opposite direction. So 3 steps is a now also the quarterback's inaccuracy is the issue. So that's a whole nother story. But that's just letting you know the separation that you should be expecting when you running a outside breaking route when he's shaded inside, or if he's shaded to the outside and you run maybe like a slant or post, you should expect 2 to 3 steps of separation, which is a lot in Madden, especially with the quick run after the catch animations and stuff that they added to the game. They've been adding to the game like these past 2 years. Like man coverage got a few chinks in the armor. I'm gonna say that it's not gonna be as powerful if you know what you're doing. And if you don't know what you're doing, then you better learn. You better learn. Next paragraph. We know man coverage is a delicate balance. It doesn't take much to make it either too overpowered or not really viable. We've added on a few improvements to how individual defenders will play the ball for better coverage balance. To reduce the frequency of psychic interceptions, we refined the logic for when an AI-controlled defender can attempt to catch. If he isn't facing the ball or hasn't turned his head to see the ball, he won't be able to attempt to catch at all, and will instead play the receiver for a catch knockout more often. You'll also see far more variety with new SWAT animations. There will be far more animation coverage for when defenders try to swat the ball from many different angles. Now, like I said, this game is running on the same engine basically as college, so I can vouch for that. If people that play college, you see a lot of different SWAT animations. They're not doing those psychic picks with their back to the ball that much. You know what I mean? Now on deep passes, like 60 yards down the field, you got time to get your head around. I'm guessing Madden, because I caught a lot of picks with my back towards the ball doing that, but sometimes I don't. It may have to do with your player's awareness rating and different things like that, but or ability or whatever, but they're not catching those in those back to the ball picks jumping high in the air. And you know, a lot of the meta defenses these past probably 3-4 Maddens is built on those picks, because a lot of the times, man, they're out of position and the player underthrows it and they get those picks like that. So now you can feel a little bit more confident when you throw in those passes, when you see their backs turn, especially linebackers and different things like that. Because with mid blitz, they mid blitz, and then you got safeties and everything. So you should be able to work a little bit better in this game than previous games. So the last paragraph, I'm gonna talk about the route commit, which is something new to Madden 26 and also College Football 26. Like the past few days, I've been tinkering with it. I really ain't messed with it like the first few days of College Football 26, but these past few days I've been messing with route commit to like prepare for Madden 26. So it says, in man coverage, leverage is of the utmost importance. The new route commit feature will reward you for learning your opponent's tendencies. Route commit is different from shading in that it's a high risk guess with big rewards if you are correct. So it is exactly what it sounds like. So let's say my players are spamming zig routes, and also you got to be quick with your fingers. So like you better get quick with your fingers, because you got to get these adjustments out quick. It's possible. You just got to get that quicker and a lot more cleaner and a lot less clumsy when you're making your adjustments. But if you route commit that particular DB and you know he's about to run a zig route and you route commit him to the outside, he's going to bag it. Like I've done it. I've actually done it to like even it don't even matter like the receiver. You're committing to that route. So he's going to jump to the outside automatically. Now with the catching traffic ratings, with the catching traffic in college football, hopefully it's not like that in Madden, but maybe they'll still catch it, but it's not going to be, or you might get the knockout. You know what I mean? You might get the knockout. So those are the things. So if he route commits, if your DB route commits to the outside to stop the zig route, maybe Maybe he see that you may have route committed, and maybe he sends a slant route instead. Now you're gonna get cooked because you committed to the outside. So now you're gonna get cooked. So you gotta be mindful of that when you with your user. You can route commit, but you gotta be mindful of that with your user. Like, okay, let me see if he runs this slant, I gotta pick this up, or it might be a touchdown, especially if it's Tyreek Hill or like, you know what I mean, any of those fast receivers like that, or just a receiver, even if he has 92 speed, like 91 speed, Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, CD Lamb, you know what I mean? You're gonna get cooked, especially with the run after catch animation and the quick movement that they added to the game this year. So that's basically what I wanted to show y'all when it comes to man coverage. It got huge overhauls, so like you can be good with it if you practice it, but it's not going to be like the bot shade down, press, shade to the inside, shade underneath, and it bags every route in the game. No, it's not going to be like that. So when the game come out, you'll be able to look for your opportunities especially with all the routes, especially with us having access with all the routes. You know what I mean? No matter what quarterback, you'll have access to all the routes. So let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? If y'all playing college football, have y'all been practicing that? And if not, I suggest y'all practice that. Any questions, man, like I said, in the comment section, let me know. Hit that like button again, man. Sub to the channel if y'all new. And I'll be back in the next video where I'm going to be discussing something else. Talk to y'all in the next video.